He burst into his daughter's bedroom and pulled the trigger. His wife rushed in upon hearing the noise and met the same tragic fate. He then made his way to his son's room. Next, he believed this would allow his entire family to escape their suffering, but when emergency medical personnel examined the boy, they discovered the bullet had only grazed his shoulder without reaching his heart. The reason the elderly father acted so decisively stemmed from the unbearable pressure of public scrutiny. Just days earlier, while the father was committing incest with his daughter, he was witnessed by her classmate Joe. Joe, eager to spread the news, immediately began publicizing the incident. The father, holding a high-ranking position, felt he had no face left to live after the scandal spread. He believed all suffering would end with the gunshot. But his son Adrian miraculously survived. 20 years passed in the blink of an eye. Now Adrian had inherited the family business and become a successful businessman. Yet the shadow of his family's death still haunted him. He blamed Joe for all the tragedy and vowed to make him pay. One rainy night, Joe encountered a mysterious woman. He thought he'd found new romance. But then he lost consciousness and collapsed. When he awoke, he found himself in an unfamiliar hotel room. At first, he sensed nothing amiss, until he drew back the curtains, only to find painted walls beneath his fingertips. No communication devices were to be found in the room. More suffocating still, the door was cast from a single piece of steel.
Hello? Hello?
He frantically pressed the doorbell, shouted, his hoarse voice dissipating in the hollow chamber. Countless days and nights passed. He never saw a single soul, even when he begged in the most humble manner. The meal delivery remained as silent as iron. Daily rations consisted solely of repetitive dumplings. The only solace was the ration liquor. The television became his illusory window to the outside world. Yet at specific times, anesthetic gas would overflow from the ventilation shaft. But on this day, someone collected Joe's hair and saliva, leaving his complete fingerprints on the crowbar. The next day, the news broadcast a suffocating report. Joe's wife had been brutally murdered. All evidence pointed to Joe. He was branded a cold-blooded killer. His 3-year-old daughter was sent to a social welfare institution. As time flowed by, Joe began experiencing hallucinations. The figures in the murals seemed to approach his bedside. He reached out to touch them, but only felt the cold wall. He frantically searched the room. Finally, in a crack by the wall, he discovered a tiny white mouse. From then on, he regarded the mouse as his companion for life, sharing every lonely day and night with it. He believed this companionship would last forever. But one day, upon waking, he found the mouse missing. Inside the meal box delivered that day lay the mouse's lifeless body. This became the final blow that shattered his will. Joe slammed his body against the walls in fury, then smashed the bathroom mirror, picked up a shard and pressed it against his wrist. When he awoke again, his beard had been neatly trimmed. His wound was bandaged with tidy dressings to prevent emotional outbursts. Thick wallpaper now covered the mirrored surface. A surveillance camera had been added in the corner. Clearly, this torment was far from over. The TV broadcast Joe's case details. Only then did he realize 5 years had passed. More heartbreaking still, his daughter had long been adopted by another family. On screen, the girl practiced her cello earnestly. Joe flashed a smile he hadn't shown in ages. Clapping softly at the television, he poured his longing for his daughter into letters, each stroke saturated with profound paternal love. From that day forward, his daughter became his reason to live. He kicked the alcohol he'd relied on for years, began exercising regularly,